Hello beautiful people, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to be doing this beautiful fascinator hat. I love fascinators because they just give you a certain vibe, rich anti vibes. Yes. So we're going to be doing this beautiful Ankara fascinator, and it's really easy to achieve because you don't need so much to do it. I use just my Ankara fabric, my satin, and then I was going for interfacing, but I rather got stiff. So you could use interfacing, you could use stiff, you could use even cardboard papers. Just do whatever is going to be hard enough to to make the hat stand. And then I got my feathers, of course, with my headband. That's all what I used to achieve this beautiful fascinator hat. And of course there is no sewing involved, there is really no tailoring involved here. I used a plate to give me this form, the round shape. So you see, you can do it. If I can, you can. So once more, you're welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, a million kisses. And if this is your first time here, you're most definitely welcome. Please stay tuned with me and let's learn this. And please do not forget to like, subscribe, share, and whatever. Please just do something, okay? Like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell to support your girl, and please do not forget to watch the ads that pop up, okay? Thank you for coming, and let's get straight into the tutorial. So we're going to need a measuring tape, a pair of scissors, a headband, fabric glue, feathers, a plate, and of course fabric, Ankara and a satin fabric with the stiff or interfacing, or if you're using a cardboard paper, up to you. So we use the plate to measure the circle. You can use whatever size you want. If you want a bigger fascinator hat, you use a bigger plate. If you want a smaller one, you use a smaller plate. I'm going to need two sections of the interfacing, so that's why I am cutting two at once. If you look at it, my fabric is folded into two, so after cutting I'm going to have two pieces. So now I'm going to look for the midpoint, the middle part of the interfacing, or the stiff. In my case, I'm using the stiff. I'm not sure the proper name for it. So I just marked the midpoint, and I don't have a ruler at home, so I'm just using barbecue skewers as a ruler to draw a straight line from the midpoint right down, and then I'm going to measure 3/4 of an inch or 0.75 of an inch from each section, each part of the line, the middle line. And then I'm going to draw a line from the marked points up till the middle. I just pin down the two portions I'm going to work with so that I can cut them both. There we go. Now I'm just going to put that fabric or the stiff on my satin and just mark it round. I'm just going to mark it round such that there is some allowance from the end point, from where the stiff ends. It should be a little bit of allowance, maybe 1 centimeter or 1 inch, so that you can fold it in. I'm just going to use my tailor's chalk there to mark it round, and after which I'm going to cut it. There you go. I'm going to repeat the same thing on my Ankara fabric. I'm going to cut it out as well. Now I have my satin and my sleeve, my Ankara and my sleeve. So I'm just going to apply my glue, my fabric glue, all over the sleeve. I'm not sure if that's a proper name for it, but when I was growing up, that's what we used to call it, the sleeve. What you put in the collar of a shirt. I was going for interfacing, but when I bought it and I got back home, I realized it wasn't an interfacing, but it's hard too. So I'm just going to stick it on the satin. I'm sticking it on the dull part of the satin, take note, not the shiny part. Then I'll just cut it in the middle. I'll apply glue again all around at the edges like that so that I can glue in the excess satin. After that, I'm going to glue both edges together. I'm just going to apply my glue again at the edge there, and then I'm going to let it dry for a minute, and then I glue it together. That's supposed to make it form the cup-like shape. See, it's no longer flat. Now I'll get the other sleeve I have prepared, and then I'm going to glue the edges together first. You see this for the satin, I put the satin on the sleeve before gluing the edges, but for my Ankara, I'm going to glue the edges first before I put my Ankara on it. Now I'll just apply glue all over it and put my Ankara on it. And of course, there's going to be some excess fabric. Remember the part we cut from the sleeve, so it's going to be there. You're just going to fold it in and glue it down too. And I'm going to glue the edges, same like for the satin. So we're going to get a feather and just attach it to the Ankara part. At this point, if you're still watching, please do consider subscribing, liking, and hitting the notification bell. Thank you. We're going to get a headband too and glue it in the inner part, as it's a certain part. I'm just going to use hot glue there. If you don't have hot glue, you can just sew it in. After attaching it, I just got a piece of satin and just sewed it in, just to make sure it is firmly placed. Make sure it doesn't come off my head one day or my client's head. So after that, we're going to apply our glue on the sleeve, and then we're going to put our Ankara part of the fascinator on it. Just apply your glue generously. You look at, you see those lines, so make sure they are lined with each other, and you just glue and you have your fascinator hat. Wow, it's quite easy, right? I know. Now go ahead and do yours, and you can show me on my Instagram page, on my Facebook page, or in the comment section. Thank you for staying tuned.